This is what happens when anime is real. Probably a nightmare.
What if anime was real?
Oh my god, I just wish it was true.
Shut the fuck up, you
I think it would be worse than I think it would be worse than the real life.
Days that I ever go back to revisit an anime. Do you see how many shows are airing every season? If this day
No, I think it's only one.
and age, I can barely keep up with what's coming out. And you think I got time to go back and watch shit like The Hero is overpowered,
I want to watch this. I don't care about the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. I want to see this.
but overly
I don't know what this is.
cautious? Huh? Who's still watching this? Who still thinks about this? We're all
I'm a big fan. I have 10 posters.
consuming so much media now that even if you enjoyed a show, even if you found something good in the moment, you can't always predict when something will actually stick with you because we move on so fast. But there is a show that's been living
I don't. I'm still in my first anime.
rent-free in my mind and refuses to leave even years after it's aired now. A show so unique, so batshit insane, it explored a premise I've never seen in anime before and since. A show that seemingly everyone around me has
Oh, a lot of
already stopped talking about and moved on from. So, wanting to know why I couldn't do the same, I tried seeing if it was actually as good as I thought it was, and deserving to stick on in my memory. And upon my rare second viewing, I
I've
realized
never heard about this one.
I was wrong. It was so much better.
When it's good, I feel so bad. Because I like watching trash. I'm gonna explode my ears.
What would the world be like if fiction became reality?
1秒あれば
I think fiction will destroy reality. I think reality is better than fiction.
世界は変わるのだ
This is a question Sota unexpectedly has to deal with when one day he gets transported right into an anime that he's watching. But wait,
Like, having to work is way better than riding a mecha, having a mecha, you know?
wait, hold on. He gets transported
Going to school is way better than fighting demons.
back and finds out that the anime characters have come with him. Suddenly, characters from all sorts of anime, games, manga, genres start appearing in the real world and start duking it out. It's an all-out brawl. The fantasy knight starts flying around in our reality. This mage summons Gate of Babylon except it's got
This is when you know your shrooms hit bad.
bloody rocket launchers. Fucking magical girl appears. How cool is this concept? Now, I know what you're thinking. Giga talking about another isekai.
Yes, because Isekai is like the new Socrates.
But actually, no.
I think-
Look, yes, we can keep up the meme and call this an isekai, but the premise and appeal is not even in the same galaxy as your standard isekai. So no, I don't like this because it's an isekai. I like it because it's fate. One thing I absolutely love in any media
I like because it doesn't make sense. Because when I understand the story, I hate it.
is seeing elements that don't traditionally exist together clash with each other in a story. Like, that was the biggest reason I initially started to get invested in the MCU in the first place. Growing up, I was never massive into
To me, it's because when the Hulk scream, he's so hot, then I have to watch the Avengers.
superhero movies. And when Phase 1 first released, that's mostly how I felt. Then, Avengers came out, and I was like, wait, I get to see a billionaire engineer fight a Nordic god and a super soldier in the mix?
Now you have my attention.
Hulk starts wrecking shit. Aliens blow up New York, and Hawkeye's like, guys, I have a bow and arrow. Then, slowly, you start seeing the world changing. Governments have to acknowledge the threat of alien invasions. Space travel gets introduced as a normal thing. Doctor Strange comes out. Great, I guess we have wizards now too. Black Panther. Okay, now there's a secret
Who are those guys? I don't know them.
advanced civilization. Thanos invades and
Oh, this guy seems nice. I like this guy.
Two. Black Panther. Okay, now there's a secret advanced civilization. Thanos
I like this guy, but I think he's better in the manga. I don't know. I didn't watch his anime, to be honest.
invades and Hawkeye's still like, guys, I still got my bow and arrow. Thanos, you better watch out. I'm gonna
I don't know who this guy is.
shoot you with this arrow. It's a really sharp arrow. Pew pew. Magic, space, technology, gods, super soldiers. You have all these elements, all
But it's cool. I'm gonna watch this movie.
coexisting, all coming to head in the same universe. Not as a gimmick, but building off each other for a grander plot. And this is the
This guy's green and giant.
basis of why I love recreators so much. This is what happens.
Now we're gonna talk about something I know. I know recreators. I don't know those Avengers guys.
When you take every cliche genre in anime and crash them into each other. Take a look at this scene. We start off with the magical girl and definitely not Saber arguing ethics with the equivalent of a scheming yandere Izai.
When you see a magical girl in the middle of the streets, you know something very bad's gonna happen. Some demon's gonna appear from the structure from their universe. something.
Yeah, from da-da-da. That's going about as well as you imagined. Then, Superior Asuna and a Final Fantasy mage jump in. Negotiations have broken down. Not Saber uses her noble phantasm. It starts wrecking shit. Her and Superior Asuna go at it. Suddenly, a Guilty Gear character casually walks in. He doesn't have magic. He's got a fucking gun.
I started blasting.
The guy starts shooting at everybody.
Magic versus guns. What wins? Guns. What beats guns? JoJo style.
I don't think Magic will lose. Like, if somebody shoot at me, I have cards. I have some cards, and I can defend myself with my cards. And I can put a bomb inside a card, and you need to find the card, and then you fire the bomb.
Persona character with a JoJo stand joins the fray in battles by using his stand. Seeing all this
I don't understand this anime, but I think it's cool.
violence, the magical girl just wants everyone to get along and decides to join in to try and stop the fighting with the power of friendship and more violence.
Wait, she throws hearts!
It's carnage. It's mayhem.
When people ask me what power do you want to have, I want to throw hearts. I want to throw hearts.
And just as you think it can't get any crazier, a giant mech just drops in and... What is happening? You have a fake character fighting a fantasy character, fighting a Guilty Gear character, fighting a Persona character, fighting a magical girl, and in the middle of this, there's just a Monogatari villain causing complete chaos.
So this is the anime of the year. I don't think you can have anything better than this.
Chaos. Seeing havoc like this unfold is some of the most fun I've ever had as an anime fan, because if you're a weeb who's watched shows with the characters like this in them, how the hell does this not put a smile on your face? This is a show that rewards those who are familiar with the tropes.
How can you be depressed when this anime is real?
Of anime by taking the cliches you know and flipping them into unfamiliar territory. So you may be wondering, why the hell did everyone else forget about this show?
Yes, this is exactly what I was when
That's what I want to fucking know! The most common complaint I see about
like I get so upset because nobody remembers this great animation.
the show is that it's just bogged down with too much.
How can nobody remember this great main character? Very distinguishable. It's very unique, like you've never seen anything like this.
Dialogue, because oh lord, there's a lot of it. The first two episodes open up with a bang. You got giant robots, you got explosions, you got this badass girl playing a gun with a sword like a violin to control other swords, and you're like, oh god, I'm so ready, this is gonna be awesome. Then the next few episodes hits, and it's like,
oh no, they're gonna start with the harem stuff. Oh my god.
can we get back to the sword?
My feelings. Oh, this is the first dad who's not that cool. Like Naruto has Minato as dad, Ichigo has his dad, everybody has a cool dad. This is the main protagonist dad. Oh my god.
Sword lady fighting the giant gun.
Where's the legend that everybody has forgotten?
Them again, please. The first time I watched this, I came in with the expectations that this was just going to be a dumb, fun action romp with anime from every genre. So when there were several episode stints of nothing but just talking, I would honestly...
Oh, I love talking. I hate action.
just half zone out, waiting for the next action scene. But on my second viewing, because I knew when the action was coming, because I wasn't just anticipating the next big fight scene.
When I watch a shonen anime, I skip the fights. I only want to see Goku's feelings.
I had the chance to actually fully immerse myself to what they were talking about, and I thought, damn, this is actually interesting as hell. Recreators doesn't just settle with presenting this wacky concept of, hey guys, what if anime was real?
I think it's a great concept.
Serious thought into what struggles would actually exist if characters of fiction could break the barrier to our world. From the biggest effects to the smallest details. Characters that get transported here end up having some sort of sensory overload when they come to our world. The air feels different, the food tastes more flavorful, colors are brighter. What they experience in their world is only dependent on how much detail their author puts into their work. How descriptive was the orange juice they drank? Did the author deem it necessary to add coffee
It's like using AI. You need to say everything you want.
to their world building? But here, taste, smell, sight, a whole world of sensations they've never experienced is now at their fingertips, and I just thought this was a cool little detail
I think happiness is one of sensations they have never experienced.
I never would have thought about. But on top
Nobody who's creating a isekai is experiencing happiness, and I think it's bad because happiness is isekai.
of this, Recreators builds on its concept to explore so many interesting ideas, like what if these creations could actually meet their creators? We've seen
They're
this
gonna beat the shit out of the creators.
before with gimmicky fourth wall breaks, but
I'm gonna kill my creator. This is a God of War
with
thing.
fictional characters, meeting your author is essentially meeting your god, the person responsible for all the bad things, all the natural disasters, all Fortnite dances to
Thank God I only created shit, so only shit can come after me.
ever exist. How would that make you feel? Would you be happy, in awe, Angry, knowing they allowed Sasuke to do this. How would you feel if your god didn't even care about their own story and only did it for money? How would you feel if your god was a pervert and you were only created as an object of sexual desire? How would you feel if you met your god only to find out they were a devil?
At least you exist. Stop complaining. You could be just a drowning. Just a drowning, like just one line, you know?
Knowing that you were a
Now you're something. Come on, stop complaining. You need always to complain about your parents. This is complaining about your god. This is the same complaining about your parents. Like, they gave you life.
Tragedy. Seeing these creations cope with the fact that
it's enough. It is enough.
their god
Oh my god, I want this character to be the main character.
was not a god, but in fact so disappointingly mortal, and their entire lives were just stories played out for entertainment, was an aspect that added so many fascinating angles. Every creation shares a different dynamic with their creator. Some came to resent their creators, some formed a pseudo-parent-child bond, some just chose to ignore it and take a deep puff of
The guy who created the magical girl is not here.
good copium. And this took the archetype
Smoking opium.
these characters were based on in so many interesting directions. Take Mamika, the magical girl. Right in episode 2, we find out magical girls are packing
I want to see her creator.
heat. Her family-friendly magic starts fucking shit up. Buildings are erupting. There are explosions everywhere. She almost kills a guy. People are fucked. Then afterwards, she looks around and is like, oh my god, who did this? You did this. You
She's the Hulk.
caused all this collateral damage. What the fuck is collateral damage? She comes from a children's show where there is no
Children's show about killing everybody.
violence and every problem is solved by the power of friendship. So when she finds out she can cause serious harm and not all conflicts can be solved by telling people to get along, she's just like, This is a character that's completely out of her depth, but through these interactions, she starts to learn a new worldview. She changes her perspective, changes her approach, realizes the world is more complicated than it is in a children's cartoon, and eventually starts taking
I
action
think when the children's cartoon are alive, the world is very complicated already.
in a way her original archetype never would have, while still remaining the same core character of wanting to save the people around her. This is something that rings true for every creation we see in the show. Alistaria, a righteous fantasy knight understanding a world where justice isn't just black or white. Blitz, a character who has to come to terms that he was created for the sole purpose of suffering. Celestia,
Oh my god, this is very depressive. I'm gonna create this character so he can suffer forever.
Kaniya, Yuya, Magane, character archetypes we recognize are forced into situations
That's why if I write a story, everybody's gonna be happy and dancing all the time. The story starts and ends with dancing.
would never usually see them in, and because of that they can slowly change into far more interesting characters than they ever would have got the chance to in their original stories. It's shit like this that had me hooked the entire run, where most shows would take this premise and go, anime characters in real life, duh. Recreator sits down and goes,
It is in real life, that's how people think.
okay, what if that one person was like this, or that character was like that? How would they react? How does that change the dynamic? And that spawns another idea, then another. The show is bursting with so many unique concepts that takes advantage of its insane premise. The action can be high-octane, turbo-fisto fun, but at the same time, it's a series that's not afraid to just sit down and spend some time chilling with the characters just struggling to live in the world. Does this make up for all the excessive dialogue? No. Even with all this interesting stuff,
I want to see they taking the train more than the fighting.
there's so much of what I like to call anime bullshittery. Characters will just pull a 5-minute exposition dump on why other people are being transported to the real world. How do we fix this? Why the world is coming to a fucking end. And I hate to do
I think it would be better if people say, like, they came from another world. They're here now. Why? I don't fucking know, but they're here now, and that's it. But have an explanation? No explanation. I have no explanation. It doesn't matter.
do this, but girl,
Fuck the explanation. The anime never tells you. Never. You'll never know why, and that's the better.
this is kind
I
of
don't want to know why.
on you. Half the time when the plot doesn't know where to go, our lovely mage Meteora will suddenly get a bright idea and be like, guys, I have a theory. Go on.
Demons
That
inside
is
my
a
head.
fascinating theory. Do you have any sources?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
The show spends so much time and makes up so much bullshit trying to explain its own mechanics, and while some of it is cool, a lot of it really did not need to be that complicated. Recreators, looking at you, nobody gives a rat's ass of your PhD level of bullshit you used to explain why anime characters are here and why
No, I want to know why. I love explanations. I hate it when I don't understand things. I need explanations.
the world is coming to an end. If you needed to add stakes, you have an OP villain who hates the world. Just give a time limit before her power becomes fully active or some shit. Come on. Look, we're not here for this.
もちろんその通り私たちは今まで
Shut
通
up,
り
bitch!
We're here for this.
アイオニオン
Ionion!
There are some other things as well, like Magane's
Okay, now tell me about your feelings. Now I want to know about the feelings of the character.
power makes no sense and is just broken in every way. The final
How powerful are your feelings? Can you explode your feelings?
conclusion takes so much suspension of disbelief and it's just anime bullshittery shot up into the fucking stratosphere, but honestly, I don't really mind. The more time passes, the more I've just appreciated what this series tried to do, and watching it again made me rethink some of the things I thought I hated about it. I remember the first time I watched this, I had to
think I'm
rethink
gonna
some of the
finish the
things
anime.
I thought I hated about
Like this character. I'm gonna cry like this character in the end of the anime.
it. I remember the first time I watched this, I absolutely despised Sota. Sota is a shriveled scrotum of
I love Sota. He's incredible.
a protagonist. Early on, we find out that he knows the origin of the villain everyone's trying to find out about, and he just does nothing. Doesn't tell anyone, doesn't do anything. The plot goes on standstill just for him. And I remember the first time I watched this, I was fuming. Livid that this Shinji-ass motherfucker was taking up valuable screen time when I could be watching a giant robot turbo fist a fucking flying knight. But then you
I prefer the horse.
find out the
I
reason
think the horse is my favorite character.
for it, and I was like, oh, I think I get it now. Sota isn't a hero like the characters he's standing next to. He's just a normal dude who likes anime. Shy, socially awkward,
Yeah, I want to see a normal dude. I want to watch some guy who has nothing special.
living with his own
My favorite type of a story.
trauma, afraid to face
Where are the heroes?
the problems in his
I
life
want to
head
see
on.
gods.
Frustratingly afraid to take action, but frustratingly real. He's someone who needs the heroes you see in anime to give him something to aspire to be. And that's when I realized that Recreators is a story about stories. Why is it that fiction exists? Why do we need
I think we need to create a story about stories about stories about stories about stories. Like it's a very big thing, you know?
heroes, villains? Why do our stories require conflicts for our characters to overcome to be interesting? This is something that all the creations in the show have to come to terms
Yeah, this is your gang. This is your bros. Hey, bro.
with in their own way. Would Guts from Berserk be able to accept what's happened, knowing his perseverance inspired
I think Guts is complaining for no reason. His life is amazing.
thousands to push through their own struggles? Would Olga from Kurino react well,
This one I don't know, but I think it's a hentai.
knowing that she helped? Never mind. I love stories. I love stories so much I found a career talking about
I hate stars.
how much I
No,
love
I'm kidding. I love stars too.
stories.
I'm a big fan of stars.
When I saw this series exploring the importance
My favorite is Star Story.
of fiction in our lives, I didn't just appreciate the very original way it went about it, but I also appreciated just how personal it felt to me. And then the show ended on a 4-episode balls to the wall action free-for-all, and I was happy again. Recreators is a fan fiction for anyone who's ever created something, a celebration of anime and the culture behind it, a look into the dangers of online toxicity, a
I've seen so many good things about this anime that I want to watch.
boatload of fun, and a love letter to stories themselves. Can it be a little messy? Yeah. Is the dialogue a little bloated? Yeah. Is the pacing a bit off? Yeah. But now
So nothing is good.
I've just come to value something that so specifically speaks to my tastes,
Everything is wrong with this, yeah, but I love it.
even if the execution isn't perfect. A 7 or 8 out of 10 show that appeals to me is, in my opinion, more important than a perfectly crafted 10 out of 10 classic that doesn't. And that's why I'll always choose something like Tales of Arise over The Last of Us. Scott
Yes, of course. Oh, now we're talking about the legend here. This is the Bible for the the geeks.
Pilgrim over The God.
I have to say
That's why I'll always choose something like
He's
Tales of
saying
Arise over The Last of
something
Us.
very
Scott
real
Pilgrim
here. I think this is very real. Scott Pilgrim is way
over
better,
The Godfather.
way better than the Godfather. Come on, the directors, they like you can't compare it them. Like this is shit comparing to the great ever. To be fair, the Magical Girl. I prefer to watch the Magical Girl than watch the God.
Hell, it's why I'm so addicted to Genshin, even though I know I could clown on this game for fucking days. A show like this was never going to be super popular or go down as a critically acclaimed classic, but it's a series brimming with so many interesting ideas, so many original concepts, so many fun moments that never fail to put a smile on my face, and a core that speaks to my love of fiction. There is no other anime like Recreators, nothing else I can recommend to you. This was a batshit crazy idea for a show, and somehow someone was equally batshit crazy enough to approve it.
You only needed to say to me, "We have mechas here."
Give me a choice of a popular, highly acclaimed anime like Jujutsu Kaisen or Recreators, and I choose Recreators
Of course, Recreators. I don't care about Jujutsu Kaisen.
every time. We've seen variations of this show before. They were called Bleach or Yu Yu Hakusho, and no, I'm not calling
Okay, Now it's hard.
them the same show, but you know what I mean. Fuck, just look at the beginning of Chainsaw Man right now and tell me the premise and plot structure isn't almost identical. There's gonna be more Jujutsu Kaisens in the future, there's gonna be more My Hero Academias in the future, there's gonna be more Narutos in the future, but there's only ever been
It's so funny, this ending. Like he put all the legends here in the end. In the end, this is better than everything.
one
Because this is the unit.
recreators.
Yeah, there will be only one pupa when the brother eats, when the sister eats the corpse of her brother when he's alive. There's only one of that. There's only one Boku no Pico. So fuck Naruto and Yu Hakusho. No, I'm kidding. I know. I understand. I understood his point. I want to watch this one day.